Can someone type that, please? 10 ways to instantly become more feminine. Or I guess I could, but thank you, Courtney. I wish I could like pin it. Sorry, I'm gonna have to lean in, guys. All right, there we go. Perfect. Thank you. Oh. Okay, welcome to people who just kind of dropped in. Looks like people are coming in and out. Anyways, okay, let's get this party started, right? It's been 10 minutes. So, as you guys know, a part of my coaching, like my pillars, is increasing femininity of my clients. I do, and I am open to having male clients, but female clients are, my base. And there's just something very like heartwarming about seeing a woman go from, being harsh or being super businesslike to being able to be feminine and submissive and soft in her energy with her man. It's a really great feeling. I like to see it happen. I can think of no better thing that I've done in the past couple of years other than allow myself to be more feminine. And so I want to encourage women to do the same. So because of it, I always get questions like, how can I be more feminine? What can I do to be more feminine, et cetera, et cetera. So I came up with 10 ways and I posted it, I believe 5 days ago, just a list of different things that you can do to instantly become more feminine and to make it more of like who you are as a person. And the first thing that I noted was to increase your self-confidence through self-work. So we all have things that we don't love about ourselves, right? And there's nothing wrong with finding faults in how you look or how your personality is. It's totally normal. We're our own worst critics. But I think that it's important to work on those things. And I think that you'll find that the more that you work on them, you'll be more confident because those flaws and those kind of areas that need to work will be resolved. And you can kind of alleviate the stress and the anxiety that's associated with not being the kind of person who you want to be or not looking how you want to look. So this includes physical, emotional, spiritual, mental, everything. So if you're feeling like, I need to gain a few pounds, or you're feeling like I need to lose a few pounds, I know it's very hard to just, go to the gym, maybe need an accountability partner. To even do crunches at home is hard sometimes. But you have to prioritize that. If looking better physically is something that you want to do, then do it. If you have an issue physically, you're like, oh, I don't like the fact that I have to wear glasses. Get LASIK. There's things that's out there where you can change. I'm not a super proponent for plastic surgery, but I'm also not against it. Do what you want to do that's going to make you feel better. If you feel like after your baby, things aren't sitting quite right anymore, fix it. It's totally fine. Make yourself look polished. We're talking about physical right now. Make yourself look polished. Wake up every day and decide that you're going to look the best that you have looked before. And this is kind of what I do every day. And I find that on the days when I get up and I get dressed and I make myself look polished and complete and like I actually, put some effort into myself, I feel my best. So I want to encourage you for, physical attributes, they're important. And we all know that if you're trying to attract a partner, and let me put this caveat here, these things are not here to attract a partner or to keep a partner. But I think that you'll find that a byproduct of working on yourself will be attracting more potential suitors. So, it's kind of like a win-win situation. So you want to make sure that your physical appearance is up to par, exceeding the par actually. You want to prioritize your physical looks. You want to make sure that you're doing like the self-work where you're really considering who you are as a person and the things that you may need to change, to enhance, to stop doing, things of that nature. I'm not a journaler, but I know a lot of people who write in their journals. I do meditate. I do meditation rooms on Clubhouse. I do a lot of self-reflection while I'll write out the things that I don't like about myself and ways I want to change it, reasons why I want to change it. And I find that to be really helpful. So you want to make sure that you're prioritizing your mental health. If you have people around you who are constantly stressing you out, like, no, we're doing self-work. We're getting better. We don't have time or space for that, no matter how bad that sounds. We just don't have the time and space for that because we're doing self-work. So we're working on our physical, our mental. If you are religious, you have a religion that you practice, you want to make sure that you're leaning into it and that you're not just doing it out of convenience or when you're around others who also practice that same religion. You want to make sure that you have a relationship with God. I'm a Christian. You want to make sure you have a relationship with God. And just self-work like that, doing things to make yourself feel good. Yoga, we already talked about exercising, things like that. So looking good, feeling good mentally, physically, spiritually, you will always feel so much better and you'll be more confident, because at the end of the day, when you're working on yourself, you're going to become better, and people will feel that, and they will they will feel attracted to you. I promise you. Like, when you walk in confidence, it's undeniable to those around you. It's the law of belief of transference. So we'll talk about that more, maybe not tonight, but another time. So my second tip is to soften, update, and upgrade your appearance. So it kind of also plays into what I just said about your physical attributes and increasing your self-confidence. If you know that there are things that you could do, like maybe you can get your hair done a little bit often, or maybe you can get teeth whitening, or maybe you could lose a couple of pounds or gain a couple of pounds. Those are things that you're going to want to consider when you're updating your physical appearance. So, and the reason why you do that, again, and it's kind of, plays into what I said before, the reason why you want to do that is because you're going to feel much better about yourself. And when you feel good about yourself, others are going to feel that. They're going to believe that you are, looking good and feeling good. They're going to feel that, and it's going to be super attractive to friends and to, potential mates alike. So soften, upgrade, and update your physical appearance. If you know that you don't dress as like modern or as hip or as cool as you see the girls on Instagram, consider changing your wardrobe up a little bit, freshening up your wardrobe. A wardrobe is a big one. Makeup, like I don't wear a ton of makeup anymore. I just wear foundation, concealer, a little contour here and there, blush here and there. You don't have to have on a face full of makeup, but the girls who are like, I don't wear makeup, I disagree. Like, I feel like makeup makes you just look very pretty, very feminine. It takes a couple of minutes to master it, and you can have an everyday look that really makes you look well put together. So we want to make sure that we're paying attention to our physical appearance. So another thing, number 3, set aside intentional time to relax and luxuriate. And I'm going to take a break in a second to read the comments. But just setting aside that intentional time. Everyone doesn't like massages. I enjoy massages. So setting aside time for body massages, foot massages, just taking a bubble bath, or going to a spa, just doing something that makes you feel like you're living a life of luxury, visiting a winery, going out to a nice dinner, just doing something that kind of feels like I said, like luxury. You're luxuriating. It's not just like your everyday thing. Having a glass of sparkling something, just something that's cute, makes you feel good, is very important, because it's going to remind you that you are upper echelon. It's going to remind you that you are high quality, high value woman. It's going to remind you of what it feels like to be feminine and soft, and how to just luxuriate, which is a major part of being feminine. Number 4, spread love by prioritizing service to others. So when I'm in a space, especially with children and men, I am very intentional to make sure that those around me are taken care of. Being a nurturing person is like the number 1 feminine trait that anyone can have. When you nurture others, it's kind of like, they say it's innate. Sometimes some people say that it's not. But I think that naturally we do have kind of that mothering characteristic where we want to make sure everyone's good. We want to cook. I love to host. So hosting events, prioritizing service to others. You want to go out in the community and do what you can, whether it's a back to school drive or some type of turkey drive. Or I actually deliver meals with a company in Atlanta called Open Hand. There are different avenues that you can go about where you're serving others. And I can tell you, like, there's not a lot of feelings that are better than like doing something for someone else and them being appreciative. It just feels really good. It makes you feel like a mother and feel like just very nurturing, which is the essence of femininity. Number 5, declutter your life. I want to add to that, declutter your life and like organize and keep your life clean. Like, before I go to bed, I have to clean my kitchen. Like, there can't be any dishes in the sink. I have to wipe everything down. It has to smell good. Like, I have a little, it was a Tanico, the vacuum. I just pull it out and do it really quickly because it takes 5 minutes. Like, when I get up in the morning, I don't always make my bed as soon as I get up, but at some point I work from home. Within the first couple of hours, I'm going to make up my bed. I'm going to pull my curtains. I'm going to open my home up, let my shades up, do all these things to just kind of open up my home and declutter my life. Like, I'm always constantly purging from my closet. I can't stand a lot of junk. I feel like there's something that's just very feminine and very soft and very clean and very like attracting and attractive about having a nice clean home, a nice clean person, and a nice clean life. With that being said, when I say declutter your life, I mean people too. Yeah, we're coming back to that. People who are not benefiting you, they have got to go. We have no space for clutter. We are growing, we are glowing. Feminine women are not involved in all the drama. They don't have people around them who are vibrating low. You just can't do it because you're trying to be high, you're trying to stay high, and that's just how the cookie crumbles, you know? So we're gonna declutter our lives and make sure that our homes, ourselves, and everything, our cars. I know y'all see the jokes all the time. Guys are like, oh, women cars are dirty. Not mine. Like, not mine. I try to keep that thing clean, whether it's like the mobile car man or I do it myself. I did it myself 2 days ago. Well, what's today? Monday. Yeah, on Saturday I did it myself. So, you know, just it's something very feminine about that. I'm going to take a little break because I just did number 5. And I'm going to look at the comments because I cannot read from over here. I mean, I kind of can, but not like I want to. So I'm going to see. Oh, it took me out. Okay, so I have no choice but to look here. Wifey goals. Thank you. You guys, I really hate that I have to lean in, but it's like no other way right now. Yeah, fasting manifestations, definitely breathing practices. I agree with all of this. You said to YouTube it, I may, but I'm like leaning in. It's not how I want it to be, but it's how it has to be tonight. So forgive me. I see a gentleman just joined. We're talking about ways to instantly become feminine, but you guys are definitely become more feminine, but you guys are definitely welcome in. A couple of the guys were saying that they want to be here to kind of just get notes and get my perspective. So you're definitely welcome to stay. Welcome in. Ladies, how are you guys feeling? I'm going to take like a little sip and allow you guys to say if you have any comments or questions or anything I said so far. I'm just literally like embellishing more on what I said in my video last week. But if you have any questions or comments, definitely drop those now. I'm gonna take a little sip. Hopefully you have your sip too. Welcome in, Kenny. I was telling the guys, like, this is a live for women. We're talking about becoming more feminine, but you guys are definitely welcome to stick around and critique me. You know, offer me tips. I happily accept them. Or just stick around for my perspective. That's fine. A lot of guys come in. Okay. Good evening, guys. Hey, how's it going? Hi, Alicia. It looks like you just started following me. Welcome to the gang. I didn't know it gave you notifications on people following you now. That's really cool. So maybe someone shared it. If you did, thank you. Oh, I wish I could read. I can use all the information from my writing, so I'm here for it. I am happy to help you with your writing. Go ahead and like make a character after me. That'd be really cool. Also, can I play her? I'm not an actress, but you know, it'd be pretty cool to do it anyways. Hi, welcome in. If you don't mind, it looks like you may have found me from a friend. Do you mind like dropping the friend's name in the chat so I can know who you know, Alicia? I haven't had this in forever. You guys know this is my go-to for my nightcaps with Nick. I'm not gonna have too much tonight though. Hey Benicia, welcome in. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead to tip number 6. So tip number 6 is a big one. It is adopt a receiving and grateful spirit. So often I see this happen, and I used to be so guilty of it as well. Like if I'm walking somewhere or I'm doing something and someone compliments me like, oh my gosh, your makeup is so pretty. Or, you know, it's obviously coming from a woman. Or a guy is like, oh wow, you're beautiful. Or I like your outfit. I'm like, oh, thank you. And I immediately start searching for something on them to compliment. I want to encourage you guys to not do that. Because there is something very feminine. You really are harnessing your femininity when you can just take a compliment and be grateful and gracious and keep it pushing. You don't feel the need to have to compliment someone back. You don't feel the need to have to return anything. You just accept it because that's your spirit. You accept it. You say, thank you very much. If someone does something nice for you, sends you flowers or whatever, or, you know, gives you some sort of gift, you're like, oh my gosh, thank you. Send a little thank you note, and that's it. A lot of people feel compelled to do the exact same thing. Someone buys you a pair of shoes, you're like, oh, I gotta buy my pair of shoes. You do not. You just have to express your gratitude. Y'all know how I do. Express your heartfelt gratitude for their actions and just continue to be your nice, sweet, feminine self. And that spirit of like graciousness and gratitude and receiving spirit is going to resonate with anyone who comes across you. It's actually amazing. It feels so good. And when I do that, when I don't compliment someone back or I don't say something, like people will mention that and they're like, I appreciate you just being able to take a compliment and not do anything after that. So think about that next time someone compliments you. Just take it, be appreciative, and keep it moving. It's very feminine. So number 7, be present and pleasant. So when you're around your loved ones, your children, your friends, whomever, you want to try your hardest. I know we're multitasking, especially like if you're working or something, but if someone's coming to you and they're talking to you about something serious, or you're in a conversation at some sort of event, you want to make sure that you're fully engaged. You want to make sure that you're able to recant what they've said. You want to make sure that you're able to properly respond. You want to be listening to understand, not to respond. You know, you want to do those things because you want to appear engaged. You want to actually be engaged as well. You want to be engaged, you want to be present, and you want to be pleasant. So many people have conversations where they're kind of checked out. It's going to just, you're going to stand out among like the most amount of people that others are talking to, because everyone's like listening to respond, like waiting their turn to talk, or they can't tell you what you just said. And I know it's not just because, you know, like older brain, it's just because they're not paying attention. So you want to fully engage, you want to fully be present, and you want to always be pleasant. Yeah, no one's expecting you to walk around all day, every day with like a goofy smile on your face. Like, no, that's weird. We're not being weird, right? But you do want to seem pleasant. You don't want to always be the person who's coming to your friends with like problems and issues, and, you know, you're disgruntled at work and all these things. And again, life happens, right? But you don't want to be that person where every time you reach out to a friend, they're like, oh God, like what's going on now? Like, I know it's some drama. That's just not a good look. So you want to be present. You want to be pleasant when you're talking to your friends. Love a woman in her feminine. Yes. Do you mind typing like what you love about a woman in her femininity? That's super cool. If you could do that. I definitely have to catch the replay. I'm just getting here and missing. Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I'm going to post it on my page, and I'll probably like break it down too, just a little bit, so that we can kind of revisit the smaller points. So it's not like a long video. I don't think this will be very long tonight. It's just we just kind of restarting. You know, Nightcap with Nick. I might get through this one glass. We'll talk a little bit. There's not as many people here as there usually are, so I don't think I'll be here for as long as I usually am. But thank you guys for joining. I really appreciate it very much. So number 8, practice good posture and good etiquette. So as a lady, if you are invited out to a restaurant, and a feminine lady, your napkin, you know, your napkin's going on your lap. You should know your salad fork from your dinner fork, all those things. You should know which glass, you know, where the water goes, where the drink goes, things like that. So you want to, you know, I always tell my mom this, and I tell everyone this, like, you want to elongate your neck. You don't want to slouch and have bad posture. It's something very like feminine about like a woman reaching out her neck and knowing her way around like a dinner, knowing her way around everything, having good manners, thank you, pardon me, excuse me, etc., etc. There's just always, when you can practice those kinds of good behaviors, you look like you have home training, right? You look like you have home training, and you look very feminine, because a lot of people are not capable of being that way. And so again, these traits are going to help you stand out among a crowd, and in a great way. Like, you'll be regarded for someone who is different from what the majority of women are. Because the majority of women nowadays are not very feminine. We've been working for 10, 15 years, you know, we're providing on our own. And so we've had to step into that masculine energy because we've been working. But these are things that are going to help you step into your feminine at home, at least. So, you know, you leave all the big boss, VP, SVP at the door, come into your home, or go into your conversations with your girlfriends, go to brunch, and rest in your feminine and just luxuriate. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to luxuriate. So Tip number 9 is refine your speech. So, not many of us can say that we don't use profane language, right? I definitely use profane language, especially like in very close quarters with my best girlfriends. Like I let the words fly sometimes, but then there are other times when I am very intentional. I haven't cursed this whole video. I'm very intentional about the type of words that I'm using, and I'm very intentional about completing my words. So I hear all the time that I don't sound like I'm from Atlanta. I'm like, okay, I get that, right? And this is how I speak. So I would encourage you to refine your speech, to think about what you're saying before you say it, to enunciate, to use less curse words when you're talking to people, especially men, because men are not excited about having a woman who has a potty mouth. And he can curse all day. He can be a sailor, but being a woman who curses like that is not very feminine. So you just want to keep in mind to think before you speak, to speak and enunciate, and to limit your cursing. Just definitely really refine your speech and practice conversations if you need to. I practice conversations a lot. Like, what would I say in this scenario? What would I say in that one? And I think that you'll find that refining your speech, you will come off as much more feminine than you were before. So the last tip, wow, it's only been 30 minutes, guys. The last tip, and probably the most important one, is stop approaching men and start attracting men. I know that the interblogs will have you believe that there are men out there who are totally fine with you approaching them in a bar or sending them a drink or walking up to them in the mall. No, you see an attractive man in Saks, you see the attractive man in Saks. Is it okay to place yourself in a position to be in his line of sight? Absolutely. You do what you do. Walk over there, go look on the same rack he's on, smile, do a little, thing or whatever, smell good. All of that is okay. But to walk over to a man, from my perspective, I think that it's not good. And it's a few reasons why. Most men, right? And you guys can tell me if you disagree, but most men will not deny a woman who approaches them. Even if they're in a relationship, they have to be really strongly rooted in the relationship and their faith, etc., etc. But most men, if you approach a man, he will be open to getting to know you because he knows that you're interested in him. So he knows that it will be in his best interest to talk to you. We also know that most people aren't great people, right? So if you approach a bad man who has bad intentions for you and you're being aggressive in approaching him, he's going to reciprocate as much as he needs to in order to get what he wants from you. So by waiting for a man to approach you, you ensure that he has that initial interest and that you're not just someone he's responding to and he's accepting because you wanted him. So that's always going to be a good idea. When a man sees you, if he wants you, he's going to say something. He's going to linger. He's going to look. He's going to do something to kind of give you a cue. So you don't have to do anything but be yourself. I'm telling you, once you get these tips down, once being feminine becomes a part of your actual personality, you won't have to say or do anything in the presence of a man. He will say and do everything. And that's just it. I actually was watching an Instagram story the other day. One of my people on Instagram, his name is Stacy, and he was talking about how he was at a bar on vacation for work, and a woman sent a drink over to him. He'd seen her in the elevator earlier that day, and she spoke, and he was like, hey, he wasn't really attracted to her. And so he didn't engage her in conversation. But later on at the bar at dinner, she sent a drink over, and he said he didn't even drink the drink because he didn't want to give her the wrong impression. And he came on his Instagram and did maybe a 6 story, or you think the stories are 15 seconds then. I think you can record more now. But it was about 6 slides where he was like, these were his words, ladies, what makes a woman so desperate that she would send a drink over to a man who has given her no indication that he's interested in her? And so I asked that same question, and I engaged with him back and forth about it, and he was just very confused about why she would feel like she needed to send him a drink. And at the end of the night, he still didn't buy the drink. He still didn't drink the drink that she bought him. And the next day he saw her again, at the pool, and she was angry. She was upset. She felt rejected. And, maybe she didn't deserve that, but she definitely should have not been so aggressive and so masculine to send a man a drink who had shown no interest in her. And so he had those questions, and him saying that was just, kind of reinforcement. I've definitely heard it before from multiple men before, but him saying that recently and me actually knowing him, I was like, wow, this is so true. Like, men don't want women to approach them. The men who do are probably not the strong, like, leaders that we want as a feminine woman. You're probably going to be battling in the areas of femininity and masculinity. Is not going to be very polar at all. You're going to be battling. He's going to be kind of girly. It's just going to be too much. If a man is waiting on a woman to approach him, like, that's not the kind of man that you're going to want, especially if you're consuming my content and you want to be a feminine woman who is looking for a leader as a partner. So that concludes my 10 ways to instantly become more feminine. I don't know if you guys had any questions or wanted me to expand on any points. I'm definitely happy to. I know some of you guys came in later. I will be saving this if the IG gods are good to me. I haven't been on IG in forever, so I think it's still just a little drop down button to save it. I hope I don't lose this and I'll be able to post on my page tomorrow. But if it's lost for some reason, I'm very sorry. I am trying to think of more ways to push out the same message, because I want to see women become more soft and become more comfortable being soft, and not feel ridiculed for it, and not feel like weird, because especially Black women, not feel weird because we want to be taken care of and loved properly, and we want to enjoy, luxury and comfort and just, a nice life, because there's nothing to be ashamed of. We should all want that. And if you do, then, that's good. I'm here for you. You're my kind of people. Hi, Christina. We literally just wrapped up, or we're wrapping up at the moment, but welcome in. I'm going to post this on my page. Soft Life. Yes. I'm going to post this on my page for a replay as long as I'm able to do it. I'm hoping I can do it properly. I had a couple of technical difficulties. I was telling everyone I need an IS department earlier. I really do. So this is too much for me. But hopefully you can catch it there. Okay. All right, guys. Well, was there anything else? Did we want to do a life update or anything? Black women in luxury. Yes, ma'am. Oh, darn. Okay, I'll catch the replay. Yep. It'll be there, and it's not super long. I know it's hard to like replay hour-long messages, but like 30 minutes, 40 minutes. I think this one is like 35 minutes maybe. So it shouldn't be too hard. But I just basically expanded on the 10 tips that I gave in the reel that I posted 5 days ago and talked about it a little bit, and that's it. You guys, let me know, because I told you months. I told you. Oh, what's Siri talking about? I told you guys months ago that I kind of prefer Clubhouse because it's more interactive. Like, we can all talk to each other opposed to me reading and talking to myself. Let me know. Like, give me a vote. Like, do you want lives or do you want Clubhouse? Last time the general like consensus was that we like lives, but I would like Clubhouse as well. We can all just kind of talk together. Okay, yeah. IG guys, please be good to Nicole. Thank you. Thank you. I know. Let me know. Type IG, Clubhouse. What does that say? Send a request to be in your video. Oh, hold on. Okay. Excuse me. Both. I accepted it, Ayana. Hopefully it's coming up. Ooh, I can't hear you. Hold on. Are you speaking? Hold on. Are you speaking? Can you guys hear her? Type if you can hear her. I can't hear her. Ah. You can't hear Ayana either? We can't hear you, Ayana. Oh, no. Okay, we're gonna see if she can get that together. Did anyone else want to join? We certainly can have a chat, a little chit chat tonight. I'm here for it. Oh, she said she can't hear either. It's probably the AirPods. Um, Welcome in, Shay. I just spent the first part of this video, or the first part of this live, just going over the 10 ways to become instantly more feminine. And it's just in alignment with the video that I posted the other day. I just expanded a bit more, well, a lot more, because it was just literally, you can hear me now. You prefer IG, but how can we hear you? You prefer IG. Can you try to join again and see? You guys always prefer IG. You just want to make me feel awkward. Make me talk. Ayana, send your invite. Can you send your invite again? Oh, I see it. Hold on. View request. Okay. Oh, why can't we hear you? Do you have AirPods in? You can hear me? You can hear me. You can't hear me. Okay. Oh, gosh. I hate this. Instagram. Let me see. There's like buttons up here. Go back to perusing, and I definitely agree with you on that. Yeah. She's out again. She left. I don't know why we can't hear her, guys. Turn the microphone off and back on, but that's on me. I wonder if her mic was not on. Ayana, if you're on your screen, oh, well, you probably can't see it on unless you're on the live. But there's like a little microphone on the right side. I wonder if that was on. You're saying restart my Instagram? I mean, you guys can hear me. You still can't hear when you join? I wish I could be like live on my iPad as well, so that I can just like operate it from over there and not have to keep leaning in. Oh, Ayana, okay. I just accepted it again, so we'll see if it's. Do you see a microphone on your screen? You see a microphone and it's not muted? Well, I don't like that. I don't know. Does someone else want to join to see if we can hear? Who wants to join? Yeah, Yana, we can't hear you. You gotta go, babe. Man, someone else sent a request to join really quickly. Let's see if it's working, if we can hear you. It doesn't like me. I may have to restart the live. I'm scared to do that because I don't even know how to save it yet. I have to figure out how to save it. This is actually ruining it, having to talk through this like this. You check the mic, okay. Huh. I don't know, guys. I don't want to. Someone else request to join. Stop being scared. Request to join. Let's see. Because if it's silent on someone else, then it is me. It's not them. So help me test it out. No takers? Brady, request to join the live, please. Please, ma'am. Okay, hold on. I accepted it, so she should be coming.
Hello?
Oh, I can hear you.
See, I have to move outside because my environment wasn't
Oh,
silent.
it wasn't. Where? You're out?
No, I'm at home.
Oh, you're home?
Yes. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Birdie. Ayana, it's yours phone. Aw, I wanted you to join the chat. Birdie, we can't see you though.
Well, I have to walk outside because my environment is loud. The TV's on. People are in the house.
Oh, okay.
So,
You mentioned that you agree with me saying that women shouldn't pursue men. Do you have anything to add to that?
oh, I just don't agree. I've done it before where I pursued a man when I used to work in corporate, and it totally backfired on me. And everything you said about the guy going on a date and not on the date, but I'm saying he met the woman at the elevator and
Mm-hmm.
he didn't really exchange words with her.
Yeah,
Uh, and then I guess she took it upon herself to send him a drink
she did.
and felt rejected because he really didn't respond to her drink or whatever. But I didn't do anything like that, but I did do something where I thought the man, I guess because he smiled at me, I don't know what it was. It was a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I pursued him. And yeah, I don't want to really go into it, but it really was very embarrassing. I felt rejected. I was
Oh,
actually hurt. My feelings were really hurt. And ever since then, I'm like, I would never pursue a man ever.
yeah.
Although no one knew, I just felt super, super rejected and super, super embarrassed.
Wow.
So that's my take on that.
Wow. Do you think that he would have approached you if you had given it time, or do you think he only engaged because you seemed interested and he knew that he could get close to you?
Um, I don't think if I gave it time, he would have pursued me, and I think I was a little impatient.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was just like, well, you know what, I'll just approach him and give him my number
Yeah.
and see where it goes or whatever. And like I said, it didn't work out. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about it. It was just
It
the
was,
most embarrassing. It was really embarrassing.
yeah. Well, don't be
And we worked in
embarrassed.
the same office. I mean, it was a while ago, but like that instant, like that moment, it
Mm-hmm.
just felt super, super embarrassing. And like I said, I worked in the office, so I had to see him the next morning
Oh,
after our date. And I was just like, oh my God, I cannot believe I just like really embarrassed myself the way I did. But yeah,
yeah. I
it's not really worth it.
It's not. It never is. Like I've never
No.
agreed with it. And short story time, I'm single. I can share my life, right?
Yeah.
A few months ago, I was like, oh, it was the day before, 2 days before I went to Greece for my birthday. I went to Swanee Gardens and I went by myself after shopping. I was like, I'm gonna go to the bar and hang out. So I went to the bar, hung out, met a guy, spent like hours and hours talking to him. He took care of my tab and everything, but there was another guy who was there who was younger and like really handsome. I'm like, oh my God, he's so cute, right? I'm like, I never do this. Everybody's like, you should approach guys or you should like throw a dog a bone. I'm like, you know what? I never do this. This is like an experiment. I do things for
Mm-hmm.
like experimental purposes to tell people what not to do. I went to the bathroom, wrote my number on like a receipt, right? Came out of the bathroom, gave my number to the guy. I was like, hey, this is for you. Like, real cute, right? Like, sachet. I'm like, hey, this is for you. And he's like, oh, it's for me. Thank you. So he gets it, takes it. And then by the time I get home, he texts me. He's like, hey, My name is Royce. I remember his name. This is Royce from Swan. Yeah, I'm like, oh, hey, how's it going, Royce? You know, whatever, whatever. Because I still have like my standards or whatever. It's kind of late, but I want to make the connection before we talk again soon. And so he's like, hey, you know, the normal, like, how you doing, whatever, whatever. And he asked me, he's like, oh, yeah, I definitely want to see you before the night's over. And it's like 2 a.m. I'm like, huh?
Right.
Like I'm already
Mm-hmm.
home. And he's like, well, he's like, the fact that you approached me lets me know that you go after what you want. So you being home means nothing. We can link up somewhere. And I was like, oh wow, just exactly what I thought it was. Like when you approach a man,
Right.
it just gives off so much like I'm DTF. I want to like do this and do that, and I'm none of that. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And that was the first time I did that, and that was literally a few months ago. And I was like, let me try something different, right? You know, because
Mm-hmm.
people say it works. It does not work. I will never do it again. Hand on a stack of Bibles. It totally backfired, like you said. And I didn't
Yeah.
go out with him or anything. And he never said anything else. I remember talking to my friends, they were like, well, maybe he'll like say something else. I was like, this man is done. He was looking for like a one night stand. Never another word from him. And I was like, you know what?
And
Never again.
yeah, I also think when you approach a man, I feel like it sort of, I mean, some men are flattered and some men think, like you said, you know, she's a woman that knows what she wants and all that. But I just feel like with that, it comes with sort of well, she's a woman that knows what she wants, which means she may put out. So
Mm-hmm. Quick.
whatever, quick.
Quick.
So yeah, I'm not really into that. Not really at all. Um,
Not doing it. Yeah. Well,
yeah.
you're very, if I had to think about the people who I know and like the really feminine women I know, I definitely put you at the top of the list. Did you have any other like tips? I still have like 10 more, 20 more. Like, there's so many, right? But is there anything that you practice daily or on a normal basis that you would suggest for women who are looking to tap more into their feminine energy at all?
Um, I would say to me, appearance is everything. And one
Mm-hmm.
way to kind of sort of start with your feminine journey is to start working on your outer appearance. I mean, of course, your inner as well, but just making sure
Yeah.
you stay up to par with your manicures, your pedicures, you get your hair done, you make sure you're nicely groomed, you know. All of that'll help you feel better, help you feel beautiful, help you feel like a woman.
Yeah.
And if you look good, you feel good. And then if you feel good, you attract good, I feel. And so
Mm-hmm.
that all comes along with how you treat yourself, your self-care. Um, and also not always trying to be in charge.
Yes.
You know, take a step back, let the man do for you as opposed to you always wanting to be in control. You
Right.
know, ask for his opinion, even if you already know what you want, but just to kind of sit back, let him take control, let him take the lead. Um, that's another way of stepping into your femininity because
Yeah.
we are used to taking control at work and like um, giving commands and taking charge and doing all of that. And you come home or you get with your significant other, and you're giving out commands and you're demanding things. It's like, when does it ever stop? So you have to
Yes.
know when to switch the masculine and feminine off. When you get home, when you get around your man, just soften it up.
Yep.
Soften it up. Go with the flow. Smile. Let him make, like, even when you go in restaurants, let him give your order to the waiter. You
Yes.
sit back and you say, babe,
Yep.
order me a drink, or I like this, and let him do it. It makes you feel like he's in control and I'm just like just floating and just going with the flow, whatever.
You're just here for the ride. You're just here for the ride.
Yeah,
And he's in charge. Yep.
he's in charge.
And
Yeah.
men love that. Yep. And I mentioned most of that, in the different parts of it. So ladies, that's like reinforcement. She literally, I know you guys can't see her, and not to say that you can just tell someone's like level of femininity by seeing them in their person, but
Yeah.
she's literally like so soft, so cute, so like just feminine, and definitely like someone who like I said, I would put the top of the list of people who I know who exudes femininity. So that's definitely reinforcement. I agree with all of that. And I
Thank you.
thank you. I wish you
Yeah.
could hear.
Yes, I'm sorry. It's really loud in
It's
my
okay.
apartment, so I don't want to kind of, you know.
It's
But
okay.
I do totally agree. Just as a woman, making sure your outer appearance stands out as well. Not only your inner, but also your outer. Just making sure you're well groomed, you smell good. Oh my gosh, smelling good. Like for me,
So
especially
important.
at work, I work a lot, so it's very important to me when I leave my house that I smell good. And
Yeah.
you don't know how many people come up to me, women, men, older women, whatever,
They
especially
smell
white.
good.
They're always complimenting me on how good I smell. So that makes me feel real good. So I really take
Right.
pride in like making sure it doesn't really have to be expensive fragrance, but just buying something that complements your um I guess what is it like your your scent, something that complements your
Yes,
scent,
I am.
right? And so you wear that, something that stands out, something that's like no one ever not, it's not something that you can easily smell on other people like baccarat, something
Right.
very unique to you, and you wear that, and you make sure you moisturize, and you keep your cuticles pretty and nice, your nails are nice, and I'm telling you, that right there alone will make you feel so much more feminine.
Yep. I agree. I hate it so much. Well, I don't hate. I actually love it because I don't mind the work it takes and the money it takes to like, get
Yeah.
it all put together. But a lot of people talk about like, oh, it's all about the outer and it should be more than that. And it's like it is more than that. But like no one can look at you and know that you're a great person or you like are you prioritize serving or you want to have kids, you'd be a great mom. We can't look at you and know that. So it's important to look a certain way. And
It's
I'm the main person. I would tell you every day. I'm not going anywhere looking crazy. It's just not gonna happen.
it's very important because you'll see people treat you different. Not
Absolutely.
not to say like um, it's right or whatever, but people really, really treat you different based on how you look. You don't have to be the prettiest thing, but like if you're well groomed and all of that, people approach you, even if you have nothing interesting to say or whatever. But because of how
Very
you
true.
look, how you presence, your confidence, they will approach you. And it's kind of sad, but you could be someone that has a really good personality, but like you lack self confidence. You don't really take care
Mhm.
of your outer appearance. It's going to be very hard to have that many um, men attract to, or attract men to you,
Yeah, for sure.
because men love, from my experience, men are attracted to what they see.
Hmm.
So as soon as they see something, it could be your smile. Like for instance, at work, of course, I'm a flight attendant, so the first thing I always keep my mask on. But the first thing a man will tell me is when they approach me, "Oh my God, you're so beautiful." I'm like, "Well, how do you know I have my mask on?" He's like, "It's just your eyes and just the way
Hmm.
you da da da." And
Yeah.
that right there tells you a lot. So
Yeah. Definitely visual. Definitely visual. Definitely appearance matters. Um, what should say? Smelling good. I saw that already. All right. Well, thank you so much. I wish Ayana's sound was working. I know she wanted to pop in tonight. We talked about it earlier. I'm so sorry, honey. I wish it was working so you could pop in. But we're just about at an hour now. I wanted to keep tonight kind of short, just a little reintroduction. I want to make it a normal thing again, like even more normal than it was before, like going live at least once a week to discuss different things. Of course, that requires so much from me. In addition to the everyday things that I have going on, but I'm trying to make the commitment to do it. And I hope you keep joining me. And next time you come on, we definitely want some some visuals to go with the voice. You're over there serenading the people. Definitely want some visuals. Definitely want Ayana to make it on here next time, and definitely want to continue the conversation. I have so many tips on like how to increase femininity. It's crazy. I put 10 in that video, but I have like 10 more already. Just like letting things go, not harping on stuff because everything isn't worth it. Like you said, allowing a man to lead. Even
Yeah.
small things like letting a man order. I will not order my food at the table with a man. Even if I'm
No.
with a friend, I'm like, oh, and you know, my friends will order for me. It doesn't make sense. So I don't do that. So
Yeah.
I'm like a baby. I'm incapable of everything. Like in the presence of a man, it is what it is, you know?
And it's so crazy because I see that happen at work where I see the women, like the wives, they will allow their man to just order them a drink. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's really cute. And
Everything.
it's everything. I'm like, wow, okay. So I can see that they have this nice balance in their relationship where she sits back and becomes more, like sits in her feminine and she lets him do all the masculine things. And also I like to recommend, guys, if y'all want to have more or read more about masculine and feminine energies, it's not all about masculine being male and feminine being women.
Hmm.
Both male and female
Oh,
can have masculine and feminine energies. And so I'm reading this book. It's called um why did I forget the name? It's called The Way of a Superior Man
oh
by
yeah.
David Deedy. And let me tell you, that book right here, right there, will
Good.
definitely help you understand why it's important for a man to be masculine or lean into his masculine and for a woman to lean in her feminine.
Yeah.
That book alone. And I recommend it for both men and women.
Okay. Well, I'll add it to my list. I definitely have heard of it, but I've never read it. I have like 3 books on my list at this point, but I'll add it there. The Way of a Superior Man. I recognize it. I'll definitely check it out. I'm always interested in learning. I'm always doing research like all day, every day. So weird.
Yes,
I'm always doing some type of searches and reading and listening to stuff and just continuing to learn. Try to get this thing right, you know? So
absolutely. You're doing great, girl. I'm so proud of you.
thank you. I
Building your
appreciate it.
platform and just helping women out because, girl, we need it, especially in this soft era.
As a whole, yeah, we definitely need it. I still need it, you know, it's everyone's a work in progress. So like if I can bring someone from where they are to my level and I continue to climb, then that's my goal. Um,
Absolutely.
that's my goal always. So yeah, we're gonna keep doing this. We're doing it together. We're gonna keep doing it. Send me some texts and keep me motivated so that
You know I
I'll
will,
keep
girl.
pushing.
You know I will.
I know, I know. Well, thank you, Birdie, for coming on. If
Thanks
you,
for having me be your guinea pig.
yay! Thank you. I'll catch up with you soon. I'm gonna close up.
Bye.
Oh, Sarah keeps thinking I'm talking to her. I'm not talking to her. I'm like, thank you. Hi, Shark. We are wrapping up, girl, but it's not so long. It's only an hour long, not even an hour, like 57 minutes. And I'm gonna put the replay up as soon as I can when I figure out how to save it. I'm really crossing my fingers that I can save this video appropriately. Because man, if I can, I'm gonna be very upset about it. But thank you guys so much for joining the live. I know, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I posted it late too. But thank you guys so much for joining the live. I really appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you again very, very soon. And you guys have a great night. Okay. Bye.